Hey everybody, it's Tim from Black Swamp, and today we're talking about the ultimate percussion mounting accessory. That's right, the BSP RecPlate. What? Never heard of it? Well, stick around, you just might learn something. BSP fun fact, all Black Swamp team members are musicians, and the cool ones are percussionists. Considering that, we've had to put both our performance experiences and creativity to work a few times. Back in 2013, Eric, BSP founder, was performing with the Grand Rapids Symphony and grew weary of duct taping gongs and other small accessories to cymbal stands for a large percussion setup. After some quick cuts in the shop, Eric made it through the performance with a crude percussion mount constructed from a piece of scrap wood attached to a boom stand. Like most instrument development scenarios here, Eric thought to himself, I can do this better. So after a few months of head scratching, concept sketching, and prototype tinkering, Eric emerged from his office with a full concept for a new accessory percussion mount. In 2014, we officially launched the BSP Multiplates, a series of 3 different shaped plates, each with a specific purpose. The tri-plate was intended for tight spaces, the arc plate was intended for mounting a triangle horizontally, and the RecPlate had the most surface area for mounting percussion instruments. After a year or so, we quickly realized the RecPlate was the most popular model and concentrated efforts into its sole production. So what makes this RecPlate accessory mount so special? Well, it may look a little unsettling, but the plate is an extremely versatile percussion mount with several exclusive features and options to help suspend, mount, and expertly place all your percussive goodies in one glorious spot. When looking at the plate, you see a series of hooks, slots, holes, and other curious cutouts, each serving a specific purpose. So let's break it down. Along the 20-inch front edge, we have a full row of curved hook shapes. These are intended to help hang various instruments that use rope, paracord, or other similar suspension methods. Instruments like small gongs, tam-tams, finger cymbals, cup bells, rattles, and more. The cute little mushroom hook shape is along the entire front edge, allowing you to suspend multiple instruments or place that one important sound precisely in place. If needed, cords can also be wrapped around multiple hooks to help reduce instruments from sliding or shifting while in the throes of performance. The back edge features a series of odd-looking notched cutouts. These were specifically designed to work with the triangle suspension lines included with the RecPlate. Simply thread the line through the plate, connect the ends, and lock into place using adjacent notches. Again, these funky cutouts span the full length of the RecPlate, providing plenty of horizontal space to suspend multiple triangles. Once secured, the triangle can traverse across the plate without having to remove its suspension line. Now that's a smart design. Running down the center of the RecPlate are 2 different slots, mirrored on the left and right sides of the plate. That's right, there's more ways to mount and suspend additional accoutrement. The narrow slot is intended for the Velcro strips, also included with the RecPlate. These are perfect for suspending cowbells, armglocken, or other percussion instruments that may have a handle. Just like the outer edges, you can suspend and slide these hanging instruments along the full length of the plate. The wider slot was designed to be used with the 3/8-inch knurled posts, also included with the RecPlate. Simply loosen the wing nut at the bottom of a post, drop into the keyhole in the slot, and tighten in the desired location. There's also 2 washers on the posts that can sandwich the plate, providing a little more surface area to help tighten and secure the post. Plus, we modified the threads below the wing nut so the little bits and pieces won't fall off and roll out of sight for eternity. Yep, we try to think of everything. Once you have your posts in place, you can use these for any type of mounted percussion instruments. Wood blocks, jam blocks, cowbells, mounted tambourines, etc. The posts can also be positioned anywhere across the plate. Simply loosen the wing nut, slide the post to its new destination, and tighten in place. Pro tip, posts can also be placed pointing downward on the rec plate. This essentially doubles your horizontal space, frees up room for other bits and pieces up top, and really dials in positioning of the mounted instrument for your setup. But wait, there's more. Every inch of the rec plate has potential, and that includes its outer edges. No missed opportunities here. There are several spaces to hold triangle beaters or various mallets, and even a special place to hang a bow. We know how much percussionists love their bows. These spaces are even open on one side, allowing for swift implement access. So let's talk about mounting. There are 2 mounting holes in the middle of the plate that will fit over a typical cymbal stand top. To help stabilize your plate, you'll want to mount it as tight as possible. This means you may need to throw an extra felt washer or 2 on there. Also, keep your rec plate as flat or parallel to the ground as possible to avoid tilting. Nobody likes a droopy plate. Second pro tip, if you have one, we also suggest using a larger cup style metal washer on the top. This really helps compress the felts and tighten everything up. For a little extra confidence, you could also sandwich the plate with some rubber washers. Something like a faucet washer or rubber O-ring from your local hardware store. This would also keep the rec plate more stationary on the stand. If you're really thinking outside the box and suspending a few bar chimes from your plate, you'll likely need a little extra support. Take another look at the holes on the edges of the rec plate. One on each side is also large enough to fit on a cymbal stand. In this case, use 2 stands to support the edges of the plate to help support huskier instruments. Okay, so let's talk about what's included. Each rec plate ships complete with all the accessories I've mentioned previously. This includes 4 suspension lines for triangles, 2 knurled posts for mounting accessories, and 2 Velcro strips for hanging other fun stuff. Plus, we have some additional accessories available to purchase separately. Our Crotale mount was designed to fit in the center keyhole slot of the rec plate and hold a single Crotale. Placing and adjusting the Crotale mount is the same as the knurled posts. Loosen the wing nut, place through the keyhole, position, and tighten. You could also use the Crotale mount as a percussion holder for other similar instruments, like cup chimes or other bell-type goodies. If you need more knurled posts for a specific solo or ensemble piece you're working on, we also sell additional posts in sets of 2. Again, 2 come with the plate, but you may want or need more depending on your instrumentation and application. Before we wrap up, I just want to speak a little bit about who would benefit from integrating a rec plate into their percussion setup. Obviously, modern percussionists find it versatile for multi-percussion applications, where grouping a selection of mounted percussion instruments conveniently in one place can take the pressure off the stressful organization of instrumentation. If you're a band, orchestral, or theater percussionist, I'm sure you've been handed multiple parts and asked to cover them all as the sole percussionist. Employing the rec plate as an accessory mount to collect and place all the necessary percussion instruments needed for your performance will turn that gig frown upside down. Speaking of collecting and organizing percussion instruments, I've spoken with numerous music directors who like to use the rec plate in educational settings over the years. It's a streamlined way to mount accessory instruments for students that not only will exist in the exact same place for rehearsals, but also transport easily to a performance space. Finally, I can't forget about all you drum set players and accompanying percussionists. Not only could you incorporate gongs or other mountable percussion instruments into your setup, but I've also seen a series of splash cymbal mount applications using our Crotale mounts or other homemade solutions. Outside of mounting accessory percussion instruments, I've also seen phones, mics, and other technology attached to the plate. Really, the versatility and usefulness of our rec plate is only limited by your creativity as a performer. So, thanks for listening to my rec plate TED Talk. Or is it a Tim Talk? Either way, as always, boop that like and subscribe button below, then explore our YouTube channel to view more creative applications of the rec plate from BSP artists and educators. If you already own a rec plate, post a pic or a video online. Be sure to tag Black Swan Percussion for an opportunity to have your post shared through our social outlets as well. Thanks for watching.